The Fortnite storyline has been running for over 8 years, featuring meteors, aliens, secret organizations, reality-ending events, and a mysterious 0 point. So in today's video, I'm going to be explaining the whole Fortnite storyline. But before I begin, make sure to press the like and subscribe button, sit back and enjoy the show. Everything began in Chapter 1, Season 3. Players noticed a giant meteor slowly moving across the sky every single day. At first, nobody knew what it was, but it was getting closer and closer to the island. Then in Chapter 1 Season 4, the meteor finally crashed into Dusty Depot, creating Dusty Divot. But hidden inside the meteor was a mysterious person known as the Visitor. The Visitor escaped, built a rocket, and launched it into the sky. However, the rocket opened giant rifts across reality, causing strange objects and locations from different dimensions to appear on the island. These rifts eventually led to the appearance of the giant purple cube known as Kevin. Kevin rolled across the island, leaving mysterious ruins behind before melting into Loot Lake and exploding. The island was changing, and something much bigger was happening behind the scenes. Soon, an iceberg crashed into the island, bringing in the Ice King, who therefore made the whole map into snow. And inside the Ice King's chamber was the prisoner. The prisoner escaped, awakened the volcano and caused it to erupt. The volcano eruption destroyed locations like Tilted Towers and Retail Row. So in order to rebuild the island, two futuristic cities called Neo Tilted and Mega Mall was created. But then another threat appeared. Hidden underneath Polar Peak was a giant monster, and he escaped from Polar Peak. In order to stop this monster, a massive robot was constructed. The robot and the monster fought in one of Fortnite's biggest events ever. In the end, the robot won, but only after grabbing the mysterious energy source hidden beneath Loot Lake. This energy source was our first real look at the 0 point. The 0 point is the center of all reality and the most powerful object in existence. And after the battle between the monster and the robot, the 0 point became very unstable, which caused reality to start breaking apart. Then in Season X, a frozen meteorite appeared above the island. The scientists gathered the Seven's rockets and launched a plan to contain the 0 point. But instead, the meteorite smashed into it, causing the 0 point to collapse, and the island was consumed by a black hole. Fortnite literally went offline, and Chapter 1 came to an end. When Fortnite returned, Chapter 2 had begun, and a complete new island appeared from it. For a while, things seemed to be pretty normal at first, but behind the scenes, a secret organization called the Imagined Order was controlling everything. They used the 0 point to trap people inside a time loop known as the Loop. Every Battle Royale match was part of this endless cycle. Meanwhile, Midas attempted to break the storm and escape the loop. His device event temporarily disrupted reality but ultimately failed. Then came Galactus. The giant Marvel villain arrived to consume the 0 point's energy. Players managed to defeat him, but the battle exposed the 0 point even further. And once again, like Chapter 1, reality was becoming unstable again. To stop realities from collapsing into each other, Agent Jones jumped across dimension, recruiting hunters from different worlds. But his actions only made things worse, as the 0 point became critically unstable because of Jones. And this is where we get the introduction of the Foundation. He finally arrives, and he sacrificed himself by containing himself with the 0 point to save reality. Soon after, the last reality invaded, led by the Cube Queen herself. Giant alien motherships and countless cubes attacked the island. The battle ended with the island literally flipping upside down. This revealed an entirely new island and started Chapter 3. Now the war between the Seven and the Imagined Order had fully begun. With the return of the Foundation, the Seven launched attacks against the Imagined Order's bases. Eventually, players joined a massive battle known as the Collision. Together, we destroyed the Imagined Order's giant collider machine and seemingly defeated their leader, known as Dr. Sloan. The Seven had finally won, or so they thought, because soon a chrome substance spread across the island. This was the work of the Herald and the greater force known as the Last Reality. The chrome consumed everything. The island was destroyed, reality shattered apart, but the 0 point rebuilt the world once again, creating Chapter 4. During Chapter 4, reality fragments from countless dimensions merged together. Ancient civilizations, vampires, time machines, and underground societies all fought for control. Then later on throughout the season, Agent Jones returned and discovered that an even bigger threat was approaching. And once again, to stop reality from collapsing, he traveled back to Chapter 1 during Fortnite OG. The plan succeeded, the timeline was altered and the universe was saved, and therefore this led into Chapter 5, with a new hero known as Hope emerged as the new Fortnite main hero. She faced powerful villains, ancient gods, and Pandora's box. When the box was opened, chaos spread throughout the island. Dark forces escaped and began corrupting reality. And eventually, this chain of events led to Chapter 6. Demons, ancient powers, and mysterious dark energy started influencing Reality Zero. The 0 Point once again became the center of the conflict. Then came the events of Chapter 7. The Dark Voyager returned as one of the greatest threats Fortnite has ever seen, as his goal was very simple, and that was to harness the full power of the 0 Point. If successful, he would gain control over reality itself. And with the Dark Voyager wanting to harness the power of the 0 Point, the Seven made a comeback and returned to this chapter, attempting to try and stop him. And once again, reality became increasingly unstable, but during the final confrontation, Dark Voyager failed to fully control the 0 Point, his plan collapsed, reality survived. And although the island was changed forever, the 0 Point remained protected for now. But if Fortnite has taught us anything, is that every time the 0 Point is threatened, a new chapter is never far away.